can capture in a day. I don't think it's possible. Right. As I was saying. Welcome to the most famous grave in Calderdale. So in this video we're off to Hebden Bridge and we're going towards the Cragvale coiner's grave. I've never been before and I don't actually know where it is, so we're going to have a little walk around Hebden and go to this location and see what the crack is really. I think it's up here where I've got to go, but there's no phone reception. So let me tell you what this video is about. This video is about the Cragvale coiners, as they were an 18th century gang of counterfeiters in Cragvale, Yorkshire, led by David Hartley, or King David Hartley. So what I want to do is go to his grave really, because to my knowledge this is the most famous grave in Calderdale. I don't think there's another grave that has this statue behind it or stigma. So originally David Hartley and his group were a bunch of weavers really and labourers, and then obviously used forgery to increase their income by defrauding the currency, and the currency were gold coins at this time. This would obviously make them obviously very wealthy from doing this, but obviously other people would suffer. So there was an investigation launched and there was a William Dighton who investigated their activities, and this is when there's a twist of fate, if you ask me, or fate deals a powerful blow to the Cragvale coiners. So the investigation officer was ambushed and murdered in 1769, William Dighton. Looks so old round here, honestly. It's like it's never been modernised. I don't think this is the way I like, but I'm quite curious. Look how old these streets are. So you might hear voices in the background. There are people around, but obviously I can't confirm or deny that any voices are actually people or not people, because, you know, this is a popular place. Oops. Right, so let's see if we get our bearings. So I mentioned before that William Dighton was murdered in 1769, who was the investigating officer to investigate this forgery really. So he obviously was murdered by, well, he'll tell you in this what actually happens, but obviously David Hartley was arrested, and then there were consequences then, because the group didn't like the leader, so to speak, being arrested. Obviously, he did get executed by hanging in the end. So as I mentioned before, Mr. Dighton was shot and ambushed in 1769, and this was retaliation for him investigating the Cragvale coiners really, and obviously David Hartley was then executed, and this was an act of revenge, if you ask me. Right, this is definitely the church. So this church was struck by lightning, and then they made the other church just across across the way there. It's literally about not even 100 yards across. I'll just show you, which is that church there.
South.
So the reason why, one second. So the reason why I'm doing this video today, yeah, is to find out about the Cragvale coiners, which they used to clip coins and used to trim obviously with the trimmings of the coins, they used to make their own money, so they were forging money really. Now the guy who I'm looking for, his grave's here somewhere, and there's a lot of coins on the grave. I've been told his name, but I forgot now. But I know the grave I'm looking for. But equally, this church is really interesting, to be honest, because of its age. You know, it's one of these historic churches that are still standing, as you can see.
Hip hop.
This is James Shackleton. What about 1893? So first of all, I want to have a look at this church.
Evening.
Evening. It's actually afternoon. I don't know if you know.
Things the fan.
All right.
Things the fan. Things the fan.
All right.
Much darker.
Is it? Yeah, well, I would have thought so, yeah. So I'm just wondering whether it's worth coming back here at night. That's why I'm here.
Receive.
So we're just going to see what we can capture in a day. I don't think it's possible. Right. As I was saying, I'm going to see what we can capture in a day. And I've never been to this location before, so I have to go through all the motions, you see. As we just test to see if it's worth going back at night, as far as any, night videos go. There is people over there, by the way, so you can hear voices. It's just normal voices. There's no phone reception here neither. So he was murdered, obviously, and then they left his body on Beacon Hill. Now the person that had him arrested, he was ambushed and shot. I think it was 1768, if I'm not mistaken. So obviously the government sent later. Oh well, I might have it wrong. So sorry about that. Might have it wrong there. So which is fair enough, because it's like this is like a new case to me. So sometimes I make mistakes in regards to my research, which is fine, because obviously it's the first time here. It's the first time here. I thought I could hear a church bell then. Might just been hearing things. So the deal is, yeah, this was down to forgery, because they clipped these clippings off the coins, and obviously made their own, so they were forging money really. This went on for some time, and then obviously what happened were the group was then arrested, and the main person was executed at York, if I'm not mistaken. They were hung. So we're looking for a grave with money on. I don't actually know where it is. So just a little walk around till we find it really. I just admire this church really. It's quite busy, there's a couple of people knocking about and that. So these are what you call vaults, and this was to stop grave robbing, and I think this comes down to 1810. Grave robbing was a big thing back then. I think there's more than one person here, yeah, there is. See if you get a date on this. Oh, 1798. Look how old it is around here, honestly, it's just not been, it's totally preserved, I'll use the word. Doesn't seem to be any pictures on ghosts here at the minute. Looking for a date, but I can't see one.
Go away.
I can't. So I don't think his grave is round here. What does this say? In memory of Thomas, family of the, what's that say? Broadenstone, Broad's Bottom, whatever it is, and the Hebden Bridge. The eastern wall of this church was restored by James Sutcliffe, 1927. Flip through here. Murdered. So this will tell you about the church. It's most unusual to find two churches in a single churchyard, which is what you see here. The original church, dedicated to the martyred Archbishop of St Thomas à Becket, remained until use in the 19th century, following storm damage in 1847. The decision was taken to raise money to build a replacement new church dedicated to St Thomas the Apostle, and it was completed in 1854 at a cost of £6,666. Now if you take a 6 away, you've got 666. Not that that means anything really, but instead of being demolished, the early building was left to become a ruin. Originally a chapel in the great parish of Halifax. Its complex history of the oldest parts, built in the mid-1200s in a local gridstone. So I don't want to read it all out, I'm just having a look obviously. I'm sure you can pause it if you want to read it. Who was murdered? The old church and its burial ground were important historical survivals that provide valuable insights into the lives and beliefs of our forebears, whatever. During 2007-8, a major renovation repairs to the church and the churchyard were undertaken by Calderdale Council with additional funding provided by English Heritage. That's what we're looking at here. So we can see if we can find this grave I'm looking for, which was one of the Cragvale coiners. I think we've got to go at least 2 years where I think I did Centrevale Park last. Or I might have done that church next to it, I forget what it's called though now. It's the it's the one where there's a woman called Sarah that she didn't die obviously. There was a guy called Miles, and I think it was something like he fell in love with Sarah or something, and she lived in a church, and he had to move her away, and then he went after the vicar. This is what we call stop grave robbers, something like this, because they put in different measures back in the day. (1874) that one. Let's try the box actually. What? Watch, it just said. I'm more or less convinced that that's what it just said then. Oh, don't worry, I'm watching. See them at the top there? You usually get these in every town where they get 4 of these at the top. I know Bury's got one, I know Rochdale's got one, and obviously Hebden's got one now. I don't actually know what they mean, but it's obviously something in the masonry work that... Oh, there's a gargoyle there, look. Like you can see it, it's just looks like a bird or something. Obviously not done any maintenance here for a while there. It's a shame when it gets like this. There's just obviously no way in really to get to the graves.
$111.
So no sign of his grave yet. Just carry on looking, see if we find it. 1796. Now this is usually what happens when you bury people. You'll get trees as the nutrients of a body gives back to the earth, and then this is what you usually get. What we got here? 1801, 1781, 1790.
Darker.
Darker. You said, yeah. I think that's an invite to come back when it's dark. So this. I don't want to start asking someone, yeah. Although it's quite a famous grave. I want to see if I can do it on my own. It can't be that hard to find, surely.
And herself.
The sequel here.
Do.
Oh, there's a recent burial here, look.
Since South.
Must have still burying people here, eh? And he must have marked this out for more burials. Yeah, you can see. Yeah, these are recent, these. They must be having this one for more burials.
Self said.
So it's not here. I don't think it's here. It's got to be in there.
The sequel. The sequel.
Yeah, this must be the recent one. Yeah, so. I'll go back to Tube because obviously I'm trying to find something. No, it's not in here. These are all the recent graves. Fast. Could do with finding it fast. Is that the real time? It is as well. 1:25. Now I'm assuming it's got to be over there, right? Because that's like the older church. So I'd already walked past the grave I'm looking for twice, as it's not far away from here, but there's a guy approaching and he's friendly enough to help me and show me where the grave is, because obviously it's my first time and I've obviously got no idea. You're right, pal. You don't know where the Cragvale coiner's grave is, do you?
I do, mate, yeah.
Do you? Oh, you're a legend. I just went into the other side there. I was like, no, I don't think it's.
Right, yeah.
I don't think it's there.
Still be a plats in the other grave.
They're all some of the all recent ones, aren't they?
Yeah. Mr. Hartley is around here, and the giveaway is
The coins.
the coins on
Yeah.
his grave. Yeah. You know,
As long as I'm in the right area,
yeah,
no,
yeah.
that's,
It's only one of these.
yeah.
He's yards away. Here he is.
Oh, that one.
Yeah.
That's brilliant, mate.
I think it's a family grave, actually.
Yeah.
This morning there. But yeah,
That's great stuff, that,
there's
mate.
the man.
Thanks a lot, yeah, I really appreciate it.
You're welcome, bro.
There we are. So this is who we're after, David Hartley, and they called him King Hartley. Here he was, what does it say? The body of the great Hartley. The guy just said it was a family grave as well, of Hartley Lodge in Erring, who departed this life September. It says September 2nd, 1809. 61 years of age. Oh, it's like I said, it's a family grave, and obviously David Hartley, their grandson. So we'll leave 20p there. In fact, you can have 40. So this is where the legend comes from. So as the story goes, he left David Hartley's body after his execution on Beacon Hill for a period of time to ward off others and to show this is what would happen if this happens again. There'll be executions. But I don't know if that's true or not. I mean, that's the folklore that goes behind this story, really, that his body was left on Beacon Hill afterwards. So I'm just listening for any sounds by his grave, but there's nothing coming through. So I'm just seeing if there's any reaction with anything with obviously the Vox and Gorsie, but nothing seems to react around his grave, which is good, really. So there you have it. It's from that doorway, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's 7 rows in, if you're looking for it. I was getting drawn to this church, actually. Back in here. I can't believe I missed it. Yeah, I've come in and I've missed it. I watched back on my video now and I'll be like, fuck, as if I missed that. And I went all over there looking for it. Let me see what that says. It's hard to make out, to be honest, but the date's 1925. I'm sure that says mother. I can't make out this other bit here. So there is a story on this church that it got hit by lightning, but it also says it got destroyed, well, it got damaged, should I say, in a storm, and that's what created the newer church to the left-hand side, and that's why both of the churches share the same churchyard, and that's more or less the story of this church. So the camera thinks someone stood there, yeah, but we know it's part of the foundation. I'm just pointing that out that is part of the foundation, but it should be doing it on the other one as well. It should be doing it on that one too, and it's not doing. As when we just walked past them with high heels on. If you can hear my voice, you can leave your voice in this device if you want. But that was obviously someone going to the church. I wonder if that used to be a clock up there, you know, that, whatever it is, clock face. Bible. I was just thinking that then, because I think the altar's there actually. I assume that's where the altar was. But again, I'm not too sure. Does anyone communicate on this street? What does it say? Unfair? What was unfair? There's some energy in this church. Do you want to come and leave your voice on in this device? Unless this is it. This is the area of the Cragvale coiners. Now it's whether I come back here at night or not now. So I'm going to finish the video because I feel like I've got enough to walk away with. So we're going to go down this area that we came down to at the beginning. So we'll finish the video now. And you can see around here, it's honestly, it's just proper preserved. And this is the way. So there's a couple of things I find strange. One is the phone reception. I can't get my head around the phone reception. One minute there's no reception whatsoever, and then the next minute you get full bars. And I'm like thinking, like, I've been to a lot of places before, like Pendle. There's either fucking, I mean, when you go up there, there's no reception. Like here, I arrived, I had reception, and then I didn't have any. And then in there, I had no reception, and now I've got reception again. So I don't know if that's normal up here or what. And then obviously on Ghost Tube, it was saying liar, and it said it twice, yeah. And this is what this is about: forgery, really. People trying to make out something that's not true, meaning the money. There was nothing on Ghost here, yeah. So usually, if you're in a place that's got a lot of you know, if it's worth coming back to, then go see it. You just get pictures quite often, like I got at Overton Bridge, especially around the parapets. The pictures are just constantly generating. Here I really didn't get that, but again, you know, it might be down to reception. I'm not sure, to be honest. But either way, it's really old round here, and I'm sure it's quite spooky at night. So we'll make our way back to the train station. I'll obviously have to go over the video and see if it's worth going back here at night, but it's so well preserved round here with numerous historical features. Right, that's the end of the video. So if you think I should come back here at night and do a night investigation, just leave a like, and if I get 10 likes, I'll come back and do a night investigation and see what happens. I didn't really think too much of it, to be honest, but obviously it can be a lot different at night time. So there we have it. It's the most famous grave in Calderdale. Anyway, hopefully you like this video, and see you soon.